Hey guys, this is a real quick review on the Blade Chroma. This is my first quadcopter. I've had this thing for about a month and a half now, and I was looking at the being my first quadcopter. It seemed like a lot of money to spend on one of these here. This is about $1,200 with this setup here. This is a CG03. This is a 4K camera with the ST10 first person view. Right out of the box, this thing is incredibly stable. Great. It's awesome for aerial photography. If you keep it in turtle mode, the your video is just nice and clean. I really enjoy this thing. Now, right out of the box, like I said, it's incredibly stable. You can hover 2-3 feet off the ground and it wouldn't wander on you. That was with a plastic body. I had a little mishap with mine. Like I said, this is my first quadcopter. Now, for you guys that are looking to get into a quadcopter and are kind of skeptical as far as spending this much money on one, if you got the money and you're looking to get into like aerial photography and it's something that you just kind of intend to get into slowly, it's going to be more expensive that way. I would definitely recommend just biting the bullet and spending the money on one of these guys here. You're going to be glad you did. It's extremely easy to fly with the technology that's incorporated in these machines anymore. It's not like some of these smaller ones. This thing here, for first-time flyer, it's great. It's great. As long as you keep it out of agility mode, you're not going to crash it, guys. So don't hesitate. If you got the money on one, to spend on one of these guys and you want to get into it anyway, just spend the money. This is quite a bit cheaper than a DJI Phantom. I've seen where people are comparing these with the DJI Phantom. This is a lot faster. This thing will smoke that DJI. There's actually videos on YouTube where people are where they ran them side by side, and this is a lot faster quadcopter. So if you want to take the gimbal off, take the camera off, and just go fly around, this is going to be great for that as well. There's also videos of people doing flips with these guys, so they're pretty agile altogether. It's just a fun quad all the way around, and it's for the price, comparatively speaking to what's available on the market and what you're getting here, it's a hell of a quadcopter to get into. Again, it was extremely stable right out of the box until I had my little mishap. I didn't want to spend the $40 from Blade to replace it with another plastic chintzy body, so I went ahead and opted for the Rakon Heli.com upgrade. This is the only upgrade that's available on the market right now, from what I'm seeing anyway. This is all carbon fiber and aluminum. It's a great design all the way around. I mean, this thing is easy to put together. It's time consuming, so you're going to spend 2.5-3 hours to put this thing together. Couple things here that you need to look at if you do go this option here. This is about a $260 option as opposed to $40 from Blade for the new body. The canopy's separate. You can buy them in several different colors. But there are a couple problems here. When I put this thing together, my quadcopter no longer will hover in place. It just wanders around up until you get a little bit higher. And I couldn't figure out why. And I started looking at the physics, and the only thing I can think of was obviously the thrust isn't the same all the way around. So I got to really looking at it, and this isn't something that Rakon Heli really points out in their directions. But when you buy this kit, it comes in a small box just like this. This gives you an idea. And this is a smaller set of Allen wrenches here, but it's a fairly small box, so you got to put this thing together. It's got a bunch of different little pieces. One of the things that you have to slide together or put together, when you slide your arms into the body there, you see a clamp. When you slide this in here, this rod or this arm, you actually slide it in there, it locks, and then you spin it to lock it into place, and then you tighten it here. Now what I did, just really wasn't thinking about it. I kind of just assumed that it was designed for precision fit there. Again, it does slide in nice and tight. However, what I noticed after, a couple flights where it wasn't hovering all that well, I went ahead and grabbed, I didn't even think about this before, I figured you just pull it in there, jam them in there, and turn them to the right as far as they'll go, and tighten them up, and I just assumed you'd be good to go, and apparently that doesn't seem like that's the case here. I got to looking at these things, and this is a cheap little level, but it's enough to give you an idea of what you're looking for here. Right now, you see it's nice and level there. However, when I slid them all in there, locked them to the right, tightened them down, all 4 of them were completely off. None of them were the same. So I think that's what's going on. I think it's creating a thrust issue where they're pointing in several different directions, and that's what's creating my issues that I'm having hovering at low altitudes. So what I did is I went ahead and, instead of trying to level this thing up on its feet, because this thing will rock back and forth just a little bit if you force it, so it's going to be difficult, even on a level surface, it's going to be difficult to try to get all 4 of your props pointing in the same direction. So what I found, because your motors stick up past further than anything else on this thing, it's a little easier just to flip it upside down, open up your clamps here, and then go ahead and just set your level here and tighten them that way. I haven't taken it out for a flight yet, but I went ahead and just spent a few minutes going all the way around, just flipping it on a nice level surface here. So in theory, by doing it this way, you should be able to get your motors aligned fairly well. Anyways, like I said, I haven't taken this out since I've tightened this. I just got this done. The other thing, make sure that you guys tighten your bolts. When you go through this, make sure everything is tight before you move on to the next step. I lost a couple screws on this thing my first flight, and it came to my attention that I hadn't tightened every single one of them. I kind of put things together to make sure they were going to fit, and I think I forgot to go back and snug everything down. So make sure you do that. So other than that, I haven't had any problems with the hardware or anything like that. The other thing is you do need double-sided tape for your LEDs here. You no longer are able to use the big plastic covers, but it's still extremely bright. You can still see this thing from a mile away, so that's not an issue at all. The other issue that I ran into this thing, guys, was again, the video quality right out of the box is incredible on this thing. Even when you're up fairly high and you're pointing the camera straight down, there's no issues whatsoever. But you can see an issue here. I noticed the first time I took this up and I videotaped, everything else is really nice, but when you point the camera straight down, it's no longer as stable as it used to be. You get a really jello-y, wobbly effect. And so I pulled the quadcopter close enough to me when it was in flight to kind of see what was going on with it. And what I found out here was this comes with a carbon fiber cross member here. And originally it's designed to sit here, so you can see what's going on there. When you tilt your camera down, you see the spacing issue that you have there. It's pretty close. So what I ended up doing was I drilled back approximately ½ inch, 5/8 of an inch. I didn't want to go back too far because obviously it's going to cost you stability. But I went back about ½ inch, 5/8, and I re-drilled the holes there and ran my strut back a little bit, and that seems to have gotten rid of the wobbly effect that I was getting. So I'll actually post some videos on the before and after you move that cross member. Other than that, guys, I mean, this thing is it's pretty slick. It's designed to where it's going to accept the original gimbal off of your Blade, your Chroma. Couple things, you're going to have to zip tie your, a couple of the antennas and stuff like that. I got some more double-sided tape up here. I just taped it up to make sure that I had a nice flat surface for the double-sided tape to stick to. But again, it looks nice and clean. That's not an issue there. You got a little bit more zip tying over here to do. This is for your camera and your USB to connect into your GUI programming. No big deal. Couple zip ties and off you go. The only other thing, guys, is this here, your battery. When you put your battery into this, it fits just as advertised. I mean, it fits nice and snug. It fits really well, actually. The only problem is when you go to pull this thing out, like on the Blade Chroma, the original, you grab it, you push it with your thumb, and you slide it right out. It's no longer the case with this setup here. You actually have to either get, this is what I've used the last couple times just because I had it here. You end up having to push this in here and then kind of squeeze your battery and push it back a little bit, and then you're able to retract the battery. So if you're out in the field and you have spare batteries, make sure that you have a little screwdriver, a little knife or something that you can actually push in on your battery to slide it back out, because it is a tight fit. Not saying that's a bad thing, but you know, I'd rather have a tight fit than it wanting to slide out on you and flopping around and changing your center of gravity. So I really don't see that as a big issue. You know, most people carry a knife anyway. So other than that, all in all, this is a great design. This is a great kit that I got from Rakon Heli. I'm extremely pleased with it. The design, the fit, everything. So what I'll do is I'll take this thing out for a flight here shortly, and we'll see how it hovers. I haven't taken it out since I reclocked all my arms, but I'm assuming that's going to be day and night difference. So anyway, I'll post another video, guys, and I'll let you guys know how it went. Thanks for watching.